Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to ask the question 99 of 2015 under my name. This question is directed to the Honourable Minister for Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations. My question is, can the Minister inform this House on work conditions of our workers in New Zealand under the recognised seasonal employer work scheme? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I invite the Minister for Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations to have the floor.
Madam Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Members, our friends in the gallery, women from Nandi, the students and staff from the International School. I rise before this August House to answer the question posed to me by the Honourable Nabulibo about the conditions of our workers who are now working in New Zealand under the recognised seasonal worker scheme. Madam Speaker, following the ratification and the signing of the MOU at the end of last year, we now have the first 24 personnel under the pilot scheme who are now in New Zealand working, and hopefully the last 6 will join them in about 2 weeks' time. The first 12 departed our shores in February. They are now working for the Peak Hawke's Bay Incorporated Limited Apple Farm in Hawke's Bay. The second group left in March. They are now working for Eastpac Limited Kiwi Fruit Farm in the Bay of Plenty. And the last 6 will go down to the South Island, and they will be working in a grape farm in Nelson. Madam Speaker, these personnel have signed a contract with the New Zealand employers to work in New Zealand for about 6 to 7 months. The first lot is due to come back around about September. How much are they being paid? We have negotiated with the employers and the New Zealand government that our workers are not going to be paid anything less than the national minimum wage for New Zealand. And for the information of the House, the average worker is going to be paid nothing less than $14.50 New Zealand. They are going to work for about 40 hours each day, and hopefully they will earn between $400 and $500 a week. And by the end of their 6 or 7 months, hopefully these workers should return to Fiji after having saved about 12,000 New Zealand dollars, which is equivalent to about 18,000 Fijian dollars. That's a lot of money to earn within 6 months. The conditions of their employment. Under the agreement, the employers are duty-bound to provide them with the best accommodation there is available. They are to look after their health, and they are to provide them with any assistance that they will require. The workers are covered under the New Zealand Accident and Compensation Act. In other words, if they do get injured, they will be looked after and repatriated if need be, and God forbid. The conditions under which they work, we are coming towards the winter months, and they are going to be provided with warm clothing and other specialist equipment that they will require. For the information of the House, the reports that we received back from New Zealand are all favourable, and it speaks very highly of our workers. They are very popular within the communities that they work with. They are good ambassadors for Fiji, and they're doing well. It goes to show that the selection process and the procedures and the criteria that we set are working in our favour. And for the information of the House, we look forward to sending more people by the end of this pilot scheme. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
I thank the Honourable Minister for that answer, and he referred to the minimum wage in New Zealand. I asked the Honourable Minister, what plans does he have and his ministry have to get the minimum wage in this country to at least half of that.
I'm afraid the question is not related to our workers that are working in New Zealand. I will ask the next supplementary question by the Honourable Moses Mbolitabu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for his replies with regards to the conditions of our workers in New Zealand. He has talked about their wages and also the other things that the employer will provide, the clothing and accommodation. Is that right? My question, Madam Speaker, if one of these Fiji citizens in New Zealand is injured or dies at work, what laws will apply? The New Zealand law? It's already answered. But they are working in one of the companies there, but what are the rules that will be involved in their repatriation?
Thank you. The Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I'll attempt to answer the first question from the Honourable Tupo Randalo. I don't think we can compare our economy to that of New Zealand in terms of wages. Going back to the other question, our workers are covered under the Workmen's Compensation Act of New Zealand, so if something does happen to any of our workers, they will be looked after. Thank you.
Thank you. I now give the floor to the Honourable Ratukini William Kileraki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As mentioned, there are 24 already there and 6 are going to go. Opportunity to work in New Zealand has generated a lot of excitement and interest throughout the country, and we are encouraged by the statement by the Minister that they are looking to send more of our people to go and work. My question is whether New Zealand government is in the position to give us more places to go to work there, rather than what he has said, Fiji thinking of increasing the numbers without that proposition coming from the New Zealand government. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I'll attempt to answer that supplementary question from the Honourable Member. The answer is dependent really on the performance of our 30 pilot workers. And judging from what we have received from the New Zealand government, and the employers are very happy with the performance of our people. So hopefully, now at the end of the pilot scheme, which is about 6 months, we look forward to being able to send more people down to New Zealand. Hopefully the door will open wider then. At the moment, for the information of the House, we're targeting the rural communities. We've been asked what about the urban centres. Hopefully when we can send more people down to New Zealand, we will look at our urban youth and unemployed in the urban centres.